So it is a critical day in the criminal trial of former President Donald Trump as the case nears its end. Lawyers on both sides are set to deliver closing arguments to the jury. Trump is accused of falsifying records to cover up an alleged hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels in 2016. CBS News national correspondent Errol Barnett is just outside the courthouse in New York City. Oh, things are going to be, I guess, starting up soon. So while we have you, what do closing arguments entail? Like, what will be happening? How long are they expected to last?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, good morning to you. Look, it's all come down to this, right? After 6 weeks of this criminal trial, more than 20 witnesses and hundreds of pieces of evidence, each side now gets to make their closing arguments in front of this 12-person jury and make the case for the prosecution that Donald Trump did falsify these 34 business records, these checks to Michael Cohen, and in order to cover up another crime. The prosecution says that crime, election interference. The defense will do what they can to simply poke holes in the credibility of all of the witnesses like Michael Cohen who testified against Trump and effectively make the case that Donald Trump is innocent of these crimes and should be acquitted. And all the defense needs to do, Anne-Marie, is convince one of the 12 jurors that Donald Trump is innocent in order for him to essentially walk scot-free. Everything will get going. The president is on his way here now, and things will get underway this hour. We expect for the prosecution to take a couple of hours, perhaps until the midday break or longer, to make their final case, and then it's up to the defense to take as long as they wish. It could wrap today, or it could spill into tomorrow, Wednesday, and that's when the judge will turn to the jury and give them the charging conference and basically say, here's how you should apply the law to the evidence and testimony as it has laid out. It's really a coin flip. It could go either way. And if you've looked at CBS News recent polling, most Americans believe Donald Trump is guilty. A smaller majority believe that this jury will find him guilty. But again, that's why I call this a coin flip, because it just comes down to how each side makes their closing case, these closing arguments where you could see some theatrics and some dramatics to tie the narrative all together.
Such a good point, Errol, because you just never know what sort of resonates with a jury. And in this case, this jury has had weeks and weeks and weeks of testimony, some colorful characters and interesting stories that don't necessarily speak to the actual crimes, but they certainly were entertaining and interesting. And then they get this long weekend break to sort of let it all sink in, maybe forget some stuff, maybe remember some stuff. And now the prosecution and the defense get to sort of lay out their argument again, just like they did at the beginning of the trial. You've been covering this whole time. I'm thinking about, the moments that you think would stand out as memorable to the jury. What were sort of the big moments of this case?
That's right, Anne-Marie. You make such a good point. Look, it basically for the jury comes down to believing the innocence or guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. What's reasonable to you may not be reasonable to me, and we're talking about 12 randomly selected New Yorkers. So I think what will stand out isn't necessarily the evidence, these 34 documents of these checks and vouchers that Trump sent to Michael Cohen saying legal expenses. I think it might come down to the more emotional or emotive moments. Stormy Daniels, for example, when she was on the stand, was very detailed and fastidious with her testimony and saying how anxious she was then and still seems to be now about the initial affair. Remember, that alleged affair is not a crime and it's not really part of this case as far as adjudicating it. But do you believe that what she said was true? Michael Cohen's testimony, I think, would be noteworthy for how reserved he was and how calm he was on the stand compared to some of the podcast clips they played where he railed and yelled against the fraud who is Donald Trump. And I also think that the testimony of Robert Costello, who was one of the defense's witness, really the final person that the jury got to hear, and while he tried to undermine Cohen's credibility, he got into testy exchanges with the judge, so much so that the jury had to be cleared out of the room, and then the rest of the press and people inside the courtroom had to be cleared out. Why is that noteworthy? Because it's the last impression the jury received, and it was really one witness who could have added to Trump's credibility in saying Michael Cohen is not credible. Those small moments, those details, those emotions that you remember very well may be what sits with the jury when the dry facts and the dry documents in front of them, perhaps in their opinion, could go either way. So for me,
Right.
those were some of the standout moments, but you also had witnesses like Hope Hicks, who said she was loyal to Trump, and that Michael Cohen was a fixer because he broke things. I mean, you had plenty of people in front of the jury who had positive things to say about the former president. And I think that for those reasons, this really could go either way.
Errol, great summary. Thank you very much.